Hi, everyone. Well, I'm excited to be back. We are finally, Amber Heard is finally on cross examination, which we all have been waiting to see and see her lies unfold. Direct examination went on and on and on with her attorneys trying to ask her questions so she can come off as a saint. And it really was getting to be tedious and boring. So I was really excited when Amber was on Cross and Camille, who everyone is falling in love with. Camille, Johnny Depp's attorney, she was the Cross attorney. So I was really excited to see that. And she came out swinging, Camille did, asking her up front that Johnny Depp won't even look at her. Because ostensibly, Johnny Depp is like, I don't even need to look at you at this point. You've tried to ruin my career. I'll leave it to my attorneys to vindicate me and the public. So I just wanted to come up here and give you a few key points, takeaways that I have seen over the last day and a half. Right now, court is down, so I figured I could come on during a lunch break and give my opinion as to what I have seen so far. So I'm looking to the side because I have some notes. So, Cross brought up the rings and Johnny Depp hitting her with these rings, which was so important to bring out because Amber Heard is alleging that this man pretty much beat her into a living pulp. And Camille asked, he wears these rings. Do you know him to not wear these rings? In which Amber Heard was trying to squeal her way out of, oh, well, I can't speak to every time. But of course, during um, deposition, she mentioned and she stated under oath that yes, Johnny Depp wears his rings all the time. So again, the rings on a man's hand who's beating you into a pulp the way Amber Heard described him beating her is inconsistent with the bruises. Why doesn't she have bruises that show a man who has beaten her with these rings on, these skull rings, these heavy, heavy metal, stainless steel, sterling silver rings? She should have substantial injuries as a result of being hit with the force of a drunken man, a man in rage, as she has claimed. But of course, she has no photos. Excuse me one second. I'm having like allergies, so I'm a little stuffy and congested. Excuse me one second. So, Camille brought that up and show us bruises that show a man who has hitten you with these rings on his hand. And of course, Amber, with every question, she squeals her way out of taking accountability because she's a narcissist. And at this point, it's too far gone. She can't concede. So she just has to continue lying and creating her web of lies as the trial goes on. So if you're looking for her to concede, it's not going to happen. But yes, that was an important point for Johnny Depp's team to mention the rings. That a man who has beaten a woman with these rings on, that Amber Heard's damages, her injuries are inconsistent with her testimony. Another point, um, the makeup. Did you like her explanation about using the color wheel to describe how she applied the makeup to hide her bruising, and that she's such a good makeup artist that she can cover bruising but not swelling, because bruising and swelling usually go hand in hand. And Amber then said, oh, well, ice covers swelling. And Camille quickly caught that. Oh, ice covers swelling? Oh, no, ice can reduce the appearance of swelling, not over 24 hours. Anyone who sprained an ankle, stubbed your toe, had any sort of bruising, you know that ice does not take the bruising away within 24 hours. It takes a while. Bruises go through their phase before they actually go away, as well as the swelling. But she was rather detailed in how she used the color wheel to correct her bruising, which was so, excuse me, ridiculous. But yeah, Camille poked holes through her explanation. Also, Amber mentioned thinking she had a broken nose several times. Now, this was a smoking gun because a woman who works in Hollywood, or anyone who works in Hollywood for that matter, their face is their money maker. Their face, their voice, is their body, is their money maker. Now, a woman who is perceived as being beautiful in Hollywood, and you think your nose is broken and you don't immediately go to your doctor, your plastic surgeon, whoever, to take x-rays to see if in fact you have a broken nose, and you have felt this way several times where you thought your nose was broken and you didn't go to the doctor. That was so ridiculous. And she didn't even, I don't even think she realizes how ridiculous she sounds by not conceding to that point that I thought I had a broken nose. I should have gone to the doctor. She could have cleaned it up. I thought I should have gone to the doctor, but I didn't. But she just said, no, it wasn't broken. But again, her face is her moneymaker. To not have gone to the doctor, especially in Hollywood where people get nose jobs like people change their oil in their car. It's not a big deal. It's not taboo. For her not to get the opinion of a medical expert or a doctor or nurse, anyone, seems so outlandish and ridiculous. So another reason to point out her lies and inconsistency. Also, we saw right before the break, hold on one second because my computer battery is dying, so I just have to. Okay. Oh, where was I? Oh, not going to the doctor. Oh, okay. We spoke about that. Okay, at the towards the end of the break, Camille brought up the op-ed article about whether or not, pretty much the substance of it, whether or not Amber's story was directed at her experience, her relationship with Johnny Depp. Amber Heard tried to distance herself from the article, saying that, oh, she didn't have any input on the title, or it was a weird disassociation from the article, which is the reason why we're all here. So if she's now trying to distance herself and disassociate from the article, it's sort of, I guess she's sort of not trying to take accountability for it. But on one hand, she wanted the glory and attention and the support from being a domestic violence survivor. But she now wants to distance herself because now she has to be accountable to what she said. So if you watch it again, she's sort of disassociating, trying to act like, oh, I didn't put it out there. The editors had more control and say over it. But then she retweeted it. So again, it just pokes holes in her argument and her web of lies. The inconsistencies are just so ridiculous. But again, she's not going to concede. Also, Camille brought up yesterday the staged breakfast table because Amber Heard sent this photograph of a table full with lines of cocaine, alcohol, drug paraphernalia, alcohol paraphernalia, to seem like Johnny was abusing drugs and this is her life, like, poor me, poor me, poor me. But Camille pointed out that, does this look like the table of a person who was getting high last night? It's too neat and clean. The lines of cocaine have not been snorted. The The glass of alcohol, whatever it was, beer or wine, had not been drank. Like everything was so neatly organized that it looked as if it were staged. But Amber, of course, said no, this is how it looks. She would not admit that she had staged this because she can't at this point. Because a person on a drug binge does not leave the table so neat and tidy where there's no traces of cocaine, which she then mentioned the tampon is there to, uh, which Amber's sister showed Johnny is a way you can snort the cocaine without leaving residue. But there's always going to be residue because when people are getting high, they're not going to be tidy and neat about it. Um, so that was another interesting point. And lastly, the $7 million. Where is it? Amber Heard tried to conflate the meaning of pledge to mean donation, but Camille was quick to say no. Those two things do not mean the same thing. So do not say that they're synonymous. So at this point, ACLU testified that they received only $1.3 million of the 3.5 million pledge, which includes the 500,000 that Elon Musk sent. And so the rest is still outstanding. And Amber Heard went on the record to say she has been unable to pay it because she has been sued and that this lawsuit has cost her $6 million. Well, if you want to play with the big dogs, this is what happens. You should not have gone and published this article about Johnny Depp and not think about the consequences that she would have to experience, which is what I believe. You know, we can never know what someone is thinking, but I believe Amber Heard thought she would get all the attention and the glory and the support from being a domestic violence survivor and be able to regale and get the attention of the world of Hollywood and get parts because of it. She had no idea that Johnny Depp was going to double down and fight for his reputation, fight for his livelihood, and sue her. And this is where we are right now. And so, with that, I would leave you. I just wanted to jump on here and give you my 2 cents as to the key takeaways so far. I'm sure I'm missing some, but I'll follow up probably tomorrow to see if there's any other breaking news and breaking admissions that I think you should know about. Again, this is the legal code, and on this channel, we discuss all sorts of legal stuff, legal shenanigans as it relates to celebrities and things that are affecting us in our everyday lives. So if you like that sort of thing and you like this video, let me know your input. If you think Amber Heard is lying, do you think she is doing well on examination? I don't think she's doing well. I think she's becoming more and more indignant and frustrated and exhausted because being on the witness stand is not easy. The questions after questions after questions is not easy for a person who is truthful and telling the truth, let alone someone who has lied up until this point and is being confronted with their lies. So I see her really, her tactics being that of disassociation, I don't recall, and denial, because she can't concede at this point because that's just the narcissistic way. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think she's coming off as convincing? Do you think the jury is buying it? Do you think in the court of public opinion, the public is buying it? There might be a small fraction of people who believe that women should be believed about, domestic violence no matter what. Do you think this is an instant of that? Or do you think this is a moment for men who have been wrongfully accused to come forward and tell their stories, which I think in the latter, this is really an opportunity for us to zone in and support men who have been swept up in the Me Too movement wrongfully, who've been wrongfully accused, for us to be thorough in any accusations about anyone that can destroy their reputations. Accusing someone of something's a very serious thing, and once it's out there, we can't take it back. So I think we have to be more nuanced whenever someone comes forward and makes a claim. And yeah, I do think this has set back the Me Too movement. Um, so let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.